Hello and welcome back to Soul Truth 1111. I hope everyone had a great Mother's Day, and I did do a video yesterday, but there was so much background noise I wasn't able to post it, so I felt really bad about that. But I'm back today. This is a twin flame collective reading for masculine and feminine current energies. Over here we have the mental, physical for the divine masculine on the left, and on the right, divine feminine, mental, physical, and emotional, and spiritual. In the middle here are the overall cards for the reading. I'll be reading out of a couple of books because a couple of these cards are I want to get the whole message, not just from Spirit, what I have to say about what I get from what's happening with the cards, but I felt really inspired to read a little bit out of just a couple of these cards. Okay, so let's get started. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, whether it's a twin flame reading, divine masculine or feminine, I could do either or. There's $11 reading there, or counseling with a reading. So check out the links and the notes in the description box. And if you'd like to donate, because any of my videos have blessed you, then feel free to do that as well. Okay, I really appreciate all the new subscribers and all the viewers as well. You guys have really supported me, and thank you for just being a part of this channel and this journey with me, because it's not an easy journey sometimes, and I'm here to support you all as well. Okay, so I'm going to get to the first card. Divine masculine for mental is 9 of Earth, and it says enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment. So I believe some divine masculines are taking some time off, maybe on vacation or just away from home. Make sure that you enjoy that in the proper ways, and you stay connected to Spirit during those times. Not that we shouldn't let go, but just stay connected to the universe and what the divine would have you do on those vacation times as well. The next card for the mental. Also, I just felt to add on this 9 of Earth, because it's in the mental, and it talks about enjoying little luxuries or getting away, or resting. Sometimes we got to rest our mind and not overthink things, or make sure we have the right perspective in the way we are thinking about things, and because what we put into the universe we get back. So make sure it's positive and it's going in the direction that will give back to you, or what you're receiving to receive back is positive energy. Okay, so anyway, the next card is the 9 of Water. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away, a love of life. So the divine masculines are thinking about love, and possibly their wishes coming true in this mindset. That's a beautiful card. So this is like wish fulfilled. So the next card I have in mental, or they could be thinking about their wishes being fulfilled and what it would be like. for that to happen in true love. Light of earth, skilled work rewarded, learning all there is to know about a logic or a topic, going back to school. So some masculine, divine masculines may be going back to school or learning a lot more about this journey mentally, just watching videos or just really seeking more information concerning this twin flame journey and how it affects them and how what they do affects their divine feminine as well. Okay. Now we're moving on to physical, and this card is win or lose. And I wanted to read this one because it was really, I really felt led to read this one. So here we go. It says, disagreement, ego, detach, love. Oftentimes in a matter of the heart, people find themselves in a disagreement, set against one another in a battle of wills. Ego takes the place of intellect. Greed overtakes generosity. The love in the relationship is forgotten in the desire to win. But where there's a winner, there's also a loser. The partners are no longer equal, and the relationship can falter or completely break down. At this time, be cautious about letting your ego trick you into acting in your own self-interest, especially if at someone else's expense. Turning the page, sorry. If another person is trying to provoke you, do your best to remain detached. Solve disagreements in a way that makes everyone a winner. Find the middle ground, where each person yields just a little bit, but just enough. Let love be your guide in dealing with conflicts and matters of the heart. In the end, it's not winning that matters, it's love. Okay, the reason why I had to read this is because I wanted to share something about how when the things that we go through or feel are mirrored, a lot of times blame can come back from our twin flame, whether divine masculine or divine feminine, and please take these cards as they resonate to you. And what is mirrored can be taken very personal, and when it's something we have to oftentimes learn within ourselves, that very thing that's being mirrored, or we're mirroring something that our twin needs to learn or grow from because we're triggering them. And instead of them taking this and looking at this in a positive aspect, the ego starts to flare up, and in both the divine masculine and feminine, and which can cause like this win or lose thing where I'm against you, instead of staying in love and realizing that this is my twin and they're mirroring me. What do I need to learn in this situation? And being open to what the divine is trying to say in love. This can get really distorted. So I felt to bring that aspect up, because this is causing a lot of people from going into union with their true divine twin flame, their divine masculine or their divine feminine, because we're letting ego get involved and we're our perspective is way out in left field somewhere, and the divine is trying to get our attention, but our emotions sometimes are in the way, or our logic is off, and we see things the way we want to see them instead of through love. Okay, so this was a caution card, and a lot of divine masculines and feminines are going through this right now. Okay, so be careful of that. Success and growth. Was that one I wanted to read? Let's see. Hold on a second. Give me a second. There was something about this card I wanted to say. Oh, I think I wrote it down. Thanks for being patient, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. And had an amazing Mother's Day. I'm just going to take it as it resonates. Success and growth. I think many masculines are having success in financially and physically and emotionally and mentally. They're really diving into this journey and the love and walking in the power of the divine. They're getting ready for union. So I'm really feeling that, the success and growth happening as they're getting closer to the divine feminines. Some are not, but take this as it resonates. And also being rewarded for seeds that were sown in the past. So, okay. All right. Okay, this card is Choose Your Battles. This I feel has to do with the win or lose, okay? And I felt to read this one as well because it just really, I had things to say about it, but I'll say that after I read this, because I believe that our attitudes and our perspective really can change the whole situation. Prolong union, prolong even just communication, and it can break down a relationship so bad that it ends or separation happens and both go the totally opposite way than the way they should be going. So let me read this. Convictions, resistance, defense, and evaluate. As much as you'd like all of relationships to be harmonious, this is not always the case. Beliefs and opinions clash, and each person struggles to validate his or own position. Sometimes it's important to take a stand and assert your convictions. However, this attitude may be misread as aggression, and the other person may push back. You then feel the need to justify yourself and why you're pleading your case or telling them why this is wrong or right. It becomes a cycle of confronting and defending, which can be exhausting and damaging to the relationship. Are you currently engaging in conflicts with others or even with yourself? If so, it's time to evaluate your situation. If you believe strongly in your position and know that the outcome will serve everyone's highest good, stand your ground. If being the victor is truly not worth the discord, consider letting it go. Don't allow the desire to win prolong a battle that it is unnecessary. Okay. What I wanted to say about this is just a lot of times things that we communicate can be taken wrong, or the other person, the divine masculine or divine feminine, can look at things from their own perspective because they feel it's coming at them aggressively, and they push away instead of coming forward in love and wanting to know why. I'm currently going through this myself, and it's very hurtful because I feel that I'm misunderstood a lot, and it sometimes feels like it doesn't matter, you know what, well, no matter how good I do or bad I do, it's just not received well. And oftentimes it's the other person's excuse to not deal with themselves. It's their excuse to keep running, okay, and not face their own things that are being triggered. And they run to other things, other women, alcohol, drugs, just you name it. They run just to avoid dealing with their inner issues or inner hurts or wounds, or even being misunderstood, or misunderstanding what you said or why you said it, not even questioning it or wondering why. They just look at it as negative and an excuse to do what they want to go do to stay in this cycle, so they don't have to deal with their truth. Okay? So I'm feeling that, and it's resonating, and many of you are going through this. So a lot of times we just need to let go. We need to back off and let go and let the divine masculines learn their lesson, because sometimes they can be hard-headed, and both the divine masculines and feminines can be hard-headed. But I'm specifically speaking right now to the divine masculines, you know, to open up and come from a place of love, not negativity and strife. Because, you know, feminines oftentimes make themselves vulnerable, and oftentimes for a long time, and you don't recognize, the divine masculines don't recognize how long they've waited, or how much they have healed from, or how much they continue to give. So divine masculines, you know, really take a perspective and a back seat and think before you act, and watch your attitudes, because there's a lot going on and you're choosing possibly to go the wrong way, and it will cause destruction to your relationship, and you possibly will go into separation, or possibly lose your divine feminine. I felt good to say that. Okay. I'm going into, and this other card, I wanted to say, this is also a manifestation card. Okay. So I was just looking at that as well. So accomplishments, speed, resolution, and progress. So let's go on to the divine feminines in the mental space, and I have renewal, review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. A lot of divine feminines really need to realize what's happening in these cycles and stand their ground and literally walk away. Break these cycles. Do what's best for you. Love you, and you know what? Whatever the outcome is going to be from the divine anyway. And the universe, has you no matter what. Sometimes there's nothing we can do to fix a situation. But we've done our best, we waited, we've prayed, we've healed, we've given, and there's still negativity coming to us. The only thing we can do is let go. Okay? And renewal. Go into renewal, or this could possibly mean that your relationship is renewing. So you're walking into that renewal. But either way, if you're not walking into it, let go so that you can. Okay. The next card I have is the Queen of Water. Tender-hearted, empathic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. Okay, this is what I was kind of just saying. We are, tender-hearted, empathetic, and patient and loving, and and trusting our intuition. So just continue to just take care of yourself and those around you. Not focusing so much on the connection or the divine feminine or divine masculine feminines, and take care of you. Stay tender-hearted and loving, and stay in that loving space, but also let go. So it gives the universe space to move in and change what is negative. Eight of Water is desire to move on, to search for something more meaningful, spiritual and spiritual growth. So, a move on card. Some divine feminines are going to be moving on because this is part of the journey. The divine masculines are not heeding their journey and their contract. They're not moving on what the healing and what they're supposed to be doing, and a lot of divine feminines will be moving on. I'm getting this a lot inside this reading. It's almost like they're being pushed to do this. I don't know if it's to an awakening for the divine masculine, or it's just something they need to learn, but it's happening. And it could be just moving, it's not necessarily moving on to another partner, it's just moving on into, your own self-fulfillment and happiness apart from someone else fulfilling that, or this connection, actually. This is control. So, accept compassion, patience, confidence, influence. I believe this is speaking about, having self-control and being in control of your thoughts. This is in the physical. So being in control of mind, body, spirit, and just your thoughts. Being and staying in control emotionally. Even if this means you need to walk away to gather yourself, or to heal, or to purge and come back with a better response later. This is learning to control those aspects within ourselves. This card is finding balance, so this is like multitasking and coping. This is one of the cards I wanted to actually read. It says breathe, abbreviate, cope, and multitask. So let me see. You may find that matters of the heart require extra effort at this time. More and more demands may be placed upon you, requiring you to juggle your attention. Family gatherings, school commitments, requests for assistance, and obligations may arise within a short period of time. Just breathe and remember to be flexible. Adapt your approach to each situation at hand, and know that you have the ability to keep everything and everyone in balance. So this is balancing what's going on in our external world, or the earth plane, with our journey, and with our jobs, and with our excuse me, alarm going off, with our possibly children or home life, just balancing everything in general and coping with that. So remember self-care and self-love. Okay, then next we got seek, and this I'm getting to seek the will of the divine. Just continue to go inside and seek your guidance from your guides, or intuitively, because I believe a lot of changes are happening right now, and emotions are up in the air. A lot of decisions to be made, and people wondering if they should go this way or that way. A lot of confusion happening. So make sure that you seek the divine and the universes in your guides. You seek out what is the highest good for you, the highest good in your decision making. Don't be rash in making a decision. No matter if somebody said something quickly, or they've been rash, you don't know why they said that. A lot of times, divine feminines, we can be emotional quickly, and the divine masculine will take it at face value, when underneath we're saying we're hurting. We want to be heard. We want to hear from you back. We need to communicate. And it'll be taken wrong and used for blame. So just seek, and, it goes back to the control card. The more time we spend with the divine and working on ourselves to better ourselves in the spirit and in the physical, the better control we'll have over how I react. I wrote it down. This card we had is love, sorry. So, relate, harmonize, let's see, forgiving of faults. I really feel that this reading is about miscommunication and forgiveness, and moving on, possibly moving on from that miscommunication, or moving on in general, because you realize that the relationship is just toxic. You're in a cycle and it just will not end. But make sure that we're doing this in love. This can also mean romance and creativity and reconciliation. So many of you that have been in separation can be reconciling, or coming out of that separation. So this is also possible. It's a love card. Okay. And then I have rest and reconsider. So, reconsider decisions while we rest. And go back to that control. Go back to that finding balance as we rest, so that we can reconsider our decisions and the direction that the divine wants us to take, that is for our highest good, which could ultimately be walking away, moving on. It could be waiting. It could be, saying I'm sorry and just forgiving. I'm going to move on. Oh my gosh. Excuse me, I need to turn off this other alarm, otherwise I'm going to keep going. Sorry about that. That to happen. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know if this has a pause. It doesn't have a pause in the front, so otherwise I would just pause it. Anyway, let me get back. Okay, so moving on to the divine masculines, emotional. We have this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So if you've been wondering if the one you've met is the one, this could be confirmation that they certainly are. Okay, love interest, or your divine masculine or feminine, excuse me. This is express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So divine masculines, make the romantic gesture to your divine feminines. However this resonates, take that. And then the next card we have for emotional for the divine masculines is getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So this is talking about being honest and truthful and spending time together. A relationship can't grow unless you water it and give time to it and give something to it. If you don't, and you're just sitting there waiting for them to make a mistake so you can go off and, go through your cycles again, you're going to lose your divine feminine. I'm telling you. It's either grow or they go. That's what this message is about. So this is calling divine masculines to get to know your divine feminines. Okay? I feel like this is for the spiritual, for the divine masculines. I feel like they're really reaching to know more of the spiritual side of this journey. Even if they made mistakes and they're not understanding what they are as a divine masculine or divine feminine, they're seeking to learn. I also felt that in the seeking card for the divine feminine, they're seeking to know more about this journey as well. I got that from that card. So they're both seeking out what the will of the divine is and what this connection is about and what is the awakening and who am I as the divine masculine and what's my role. Their heart chakra is activated and their emotions are, this could either be blocks with their heart chakra or it's wide open. Take it as it resonates, but this is in the spirit, so this could be they're feeling lots of love, or they want to feel lots of love. It could also mean that they're hurting in that area, and it's blocked. That just came to me. Okay, movement, choices, and decisions. This is also in the spiritual, and there's windows here, and it shows about money, and it shows rings, and it shows like a garden area, and then it shows clouds. Like, I think this is like where to live, who to marry, who to be with, what to do. This has to do with a lot of movement and decisions and figuring out what is my journey, what is my purpose as the divine feminine, and as the divine, or as the divine masculine and the feminine. They're both going through this, I believe, as they figure out what, the movement and choices and decisions. Make sure you consult the divine when doing this, and that you do move forward for the highest good of everyone, involved. As the other card said, which was control and finding balance and win or lose. Okay, and choose your battles. So make sure you choose, wisely, so it's the best. You choose in love. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, moving on to the divine feminine, emotional. We have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Okay, so I'm just feeling to just, continue to love yourself, divine feminines, and mirror this to your divine masculines. It's hard sometimes when you are doing that and you feel that that's not being mirrored. What's being mirrored is like, rejection and negative back to you. But keep loving you and keep healing. I just want to encourage the divine feminines to stay strong, because I understand what that feels like when you're doing your best and you feel like, they're just waiting for you to screw up to start another cycle. So a lot of times we just need to back off as much as we can and sometimes start our own life, without them. Or, not just with another person, but just, we need to do what's best for us and love ourselves. That both goes for the divine feminine and masculine. Take these as they resonate, though, because if If your relationship is doing well and you're close to a union and everything, you know, then this is just continue to love yourself first. Because in doing that, you will come into union and love each other, you know, unconditionally. So, keep an open mind. Your soulmate in this instance, this means twin flame, may differ from your usual type and expectations. So your twin flame may not come in the package that you thought they would, but that's the one that you signed up with and the contract is with and your ultimate love is for. It's supposed to be for. Your divine masculine or feminine. This is a divine feminine card on this side. And then I got calling your soulmate in, or calling in your soulmate. This could be calling in your divine twin flame, divine feminines. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. That's beautiful. Okay. Let's go on to hope. This one I want to read. Yeah, okay. This is the spiritual for the divine feminine. Excuse me. And let me read this one. This is a card that focuses on qualities of hope, faith, and healing, aspirations, success, and finally, enlightenment. When this card appears, know that a special wish you've made may be fulfilled in time. The hope card will help. Oh, I lost my place. The hope card will help you show you the impossible can indeed become the possible. The force that works through your soul determines possible and the differences between success and failure. And above all, we are who we are is the power of your belief. This card serves as a reminder to use your natural abilities of intuition and the language of your soul as you search for your goals and desires. The future can be yours when you have hope and trust in everything you do. Soon others will be attracted and drawn to your inner light. Learn to share your experiences and lessons, for those around you will also realize that by having faith and pushing forward where one may have felt no hope at all is the key to success. Above all, maintaining a positive attitude starting right now, this very minute, will allow your soul to soar. You'll discover an opportunity to shine as you receive from the stars. This is a star card. Okay, that's beautiful. Next card is moving on. What I'm getting from this is a lot of divine feminines are moving out of the darkness into the light. Like their situation may be dark or feel dark, or maybe toxic. So I feel that many of them are moving out of that type of relationship or cycles. This is just the move on from negative situations. Self-love. A lot of feminines are feeling discontent and boredom because they're tired of waiting for the divine masculines to get it together, or to care, or to communicate, or to come around. So remember the hope card, and if the situation is toxic,